Hey guys, Allie here tonight. I wanted to bring up the subject, kind of what I'm dealing with, and just being observing and curious about is just watching how my mind goes throughout my day. So I spent a lot of time alone today with the animals, and I did like an hour of yoga, and I listened to a podcast on our local radio. For me, I really enjoy being alone a lot because my mind gets really overstimulated sometimes, and it finds it's very hard to find a peaceful place when I'm among others too much. I know I do like to get out and connect with people, but it's not too much, because if it's too much, my mind just goes, it can't relax. It grabs onto things and starts running with stories. That's something that is a story, but it's something, it is how I experience life at this point. And so I'm doing things to be a little bit more solitary and really being more present, because I can be a lot more present at this point on my journey when I'm alone. I do a lot better with that. But anyway, long intro. So I was just kind of watching my mind and where it went throughout the day. I really am really dialed into being more present and to not letting these stories that come up and things that just pop in the mind like that are just automatic, our default, to take over and bring me out of the present moment and into just this ongoing story and building the story out of just complete utter nonsense, and then that generates emotions, and then it's just on from there, and you're completely not present anymore. So I was out, walking my dog in the park, and it's a beautiful day. It was warmer than usual and totally present. And then if my dog sees other dogs, he freaks out. He's very aggressive on a leash, just the way it is. And so I saw somebody coming in with another dog, and then I just noticed how my mind went to, oh, are they going to let their dog off the leash? And then he's going to come over here. Like my mind just jumped to a story just from seeing somebody get out of the car, And I was like, no, that's not, first of all, it didn't happen. But second of all, it was creating a story I didn't even want to experience, and completely taking me out of the present moment. And then I started thinking about, and I'm sure everybody can relate to this. I mean, we're all human here. About, oh, I hope it's not off leash, because the park is like where you have to have your dogs on leash, but not everybody keeps their dog on a leash. That's fine if you have a well-behaved dog, but some dogs like to run up to my dog, and if that happens, then it can get a little aggressive. And I just totally started turning towards that story and just playing a whole thing in my mind before the person even got out of the car. And I'm just saying that, look at all that energy that's wasted creating a story that I did not want to experience. And that story, I was getting sucked into that story and completely out of the present and enjoying the beauty of what was. They got out, the dog was on a leash, they went off in another direction, it was totally fine. It was no big deal. But I could already feel my body and my emotions getting revved up just from thinking about that story. So what I'm learning is once something pops up like that, I can be very present and not just let my mind take that and continue to play it out, because that's when you start to have emotions come up, reactions in your thoughts, and you might have anger or whatever come up into your body, and you start feeling that, and nothing's even happened. So I didn't get upset with myself. It was just oh, I noticed that, first of all, I'm not present. Second of all, I'm completely lost in a story that's not even true. And okay, so this seems to happen off and on throughout the day. This is not how I do not want to spend my life caught in stories and stuff that not only recreate more of the same in my mind and take me on a ride, but they don't feel good, and they take me out of the present. So I'm not even present to what is actually happening, this present unfolding moment. and exactly, you know, where my mind doesn't have to be engaged in a story, where I can just be at peace and just feeling into where I am at this point in time and enjoying what is. So as I go on my journey, and hopefully me sharing can help you guys too, I'm just going to notice when a story first kind of comes up, and I'm just going to say, you know, that's a story. I choose to not engage with that. You know, I'll let that go. I'm just going to let that story go. There are all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of stories that pop into our minds every single day, and all are unique to us because of what we've experienced. So somebody different from me could have had a totally different experience with what I did today. But just notice, and you don't, like, just because a thought comes up doesn't mean, and I say this a lot, you have to grab onto it and engage and take that story further. You can just notice, that's a story. Yeah, I choose not to engage in that. Just let it go by. You know, they're just stories. We can put them down at any time. They don't have to run our lives. But, you know, and I speak from experience, guys. There's no judgment here. I just feel like a lot of people probably experience this, where they are caught up in stories based on their own experiences, and a lot of times they're in their head during the day. And I just want people to come back to being that observer. And I talked about this yesterday in my video. Observer. The fact that we are the awareness. We are just the awareness having an experience. We are the all that is. We are the awareness, and we are having an experience here in the 3D. It can be a beautiful, glorious experience, especially when we're present to what is, instead of caught up into something that's completely not even the truth, like a story. Instead, just be experiencing exactly what is unfolding in each moment. I mean, I think one of my biggest fears is like, what if I get to the end of my life and I realize, oh, I've spent most of the time in my head in stories that not only didn't feel good, but they kept me from living my life in the moment and enjoying everything that was happening and unfolding. They kept me from being present to that, you know. They didn't keep me. I kept myself, but I'm the observer, so I have the choice. You know, we have all the power to choose whether we engage and basically step out of the present and go into some story, or we let those things go by and we remain present into the moment so we can experience life fully as it is right now unfolding, instead of getting caught up in something. So I don't know the main point of this video, guys. I think I just wanted to share my experience. But so here's the main point. I think the main thing is I really, really want everybody to be aware as they go throughout their day, so we don't spend time and waste energy and waste our life being caught up in something in our head and missing what's actually happening in our life in the present moment, with ourselves, with our pets, with friends and family, with nature. Being present to what is right now and experiencing it fully, instead of halfway in because we're so caught up in something in our minds. I think, you know, the overthinking and stuff, we miss out on so much. And not only that, we also get totally off track because we make assumptions about things and we create stories around things that aren't based in truth at all. But if we keep our focus there, then we create more of them, you know. And so we just notice who you're being and how you're going throughout your day, and know that you are source, you're God, you're the universe, you're the all that is, you're the pure awareness. That's what you are, pure awareness, having an experience. And why not choose to be present in this experience as much as possible, you know, to enjoy it fully and to get the most out of it that you can. So just remember, guys, when you're going throughout your day, just notice when things come in and you're not present, or when you get tugged out of the present. Because like I said, that is so powerful when we're not in the story being dragged along by it, but we are the awareness and the observer noticing what is happening, so we can consciously choose what we want to experience. And that's why we're here. I mean, don't we want to be conscious to choose what we want to experience instead of just be unconscious and have every thought and every story that comes into our head lead us down an unfolding path of more of that story? I mean, that's not fun. That's not present. That's not living life to the fullest, you know? It's really missing out on a lot of life. So I think I could talk on and on, like I say, guys, and sometimes it'll go off in like some weird direction. So I'm not going to keep talking because I think I've made my point here. But yeah, just tune in, guys. Keep noticing who you're being throughout your day. Remember your pure awareness, and this is your experience, and you can decide how to experience this experience. There's no judgment in it. But to feel good and to get the most out of it, let's be present and choose and intentional about what we want to experience here. So, okay. All right, guys, have a great night or morning, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.